Hi Sagittarius, Trishna here. Welcome to your August 2019 Success and Abundance reading. So what I'm feeling for you is I feel like you are making the most of the situation that you're in. I feel like you have been wounded or you've been beaten down, you've been disappointed or you've been hurt or you have disappointed somebody and that makes you feel disappointed in yourself, or you feel you've hurt somebody and that hurts yourself. And so there's some kind of disappointment or hurt or some kind of wound that you have received, and you're trying to make the most of that situation. You're basically trying to smile through it, trying to continue forward through it, even though you're feeling some kind of pain. And I think that you feel like you're doing a good job of this. Of even though you're in pain, you're still moving forward. You're still trying to put on your best smile, put on your best appearance, present yourself in the best way, really try to make the most of the situation. And like I was saying, I feel like you feel like you're doing a really good job, and I would kind of agree with you. I think that you're making the most of the situation, and it's a difficult situation. It can be an emotionally painful or hurtful situation. Maybe not quite to that extreme for everybody, but there's something there. There's a wound there, that there's some kind of hurt that's been created or inflicted, or some kind of hurt that's there. And I would say like you are doing the best of what you have, but it's kind of like, if you had a wound in your leg and you were still walking on it, so you were basically limping along. Yes, you are moving forward, and yes, you do have a big smile on your face, but you're still limping and you're not really as effective as you could be. And I think that's fine. I think it's always good to move forward, and I think that people around you really respect that you are trying to make the most of the situation. They respect that you are trying to move forward, even though you are dealing with this hurt or this disappointment or whatever the situation is. So I think that they respect that, and they see that in a positive way. So overall, I would say, yeah, I agree with you that I think you are doing a pretty good job given the situation that you're in. I would say, though, that whenever you have a wound, it is really important to put some kind of healing ointment on it before you get up and walk around and try to make the most of the situation that you're in. And so I think that's something that you need to do. You need to somehow heal the situation or start the healing process. And I feel like this may involve another person or it may involve other people. Whatever hurt or disappointment has occurred involves either one person or a few other people. And I feel like you need to make the first move. You need to start the healing process. You need to be the one that speaks first. And I think that's because the other side doesn't really know how to start the healing process. They don't really know what to say. They don't know how to start the conversation. They don't know how to open that path. And so that's why it needs to fall to you. And I feel like you feel okay about that. I feel like you know how to be the bigger person. I don't know if bigger person is the right term, but you know how to be the person that takes the lead in these kinds of situations. You have that kind of bravery of making that first move, taking that first step, making amends. And so I feel like this is something that, if you didn't know that you need to make the first move, you're not upset now that you know that. And if you did know, I feel like you weren't upset about it. You just kind of, it comes more naturally to you, and you understand that and you're okay with that and you are fine with making the first move on this. So I would say that up till this point, you've basically been ignoring the situation, and that's how you've been making the most of it. There's this pain, there's this wound that needed to be healed, and you've been trying to smile through it and kind of act like it isn't there. I think to kind of, because you are a strong person and that's something that you do, you can be very noble about your pain, and I think that's what you've been doing. But now I think that that's a fine approach, but it's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to keep the wounds open. It's going to keep things that need to be said unsaid. And so because of that, nothing will ever move forward, nothing will ever get resolved. And so I think that now you know that you have to make the first move, just because of the situation. The other side just doesn't know how to do that, how to open it, how to start that conversation, and you do. That is a strength that you have. So yeah, that's what I feel for you, is like now you can move into actually addressing the situation. So I wouldn't say that you did anything wrong. I wouldn't really say that you've had a real block, because I feel like you're very open to making the first move. I think maybe you just weren't aware that you're taking on the more noble characteristics of your personality, and that wasn't really helping the situation. It was just going to keep everything where it was. But now that you know that you need to make the first move, I think that that will be pretty easy for you. I also think that, or relatively easy. I mean, it's easier for you than it is for the party that you're dealing with. And I also think that you're going to get a pretty favorable result. I think that, whoever is on the other side, I feel like they don't hold any animosity towards you. I feel like, if you hurt them, that they're very open to being forgiving. They just don't know how to do that because this hasn't been addressed. But once you open that door, it allows them to kind of have a conversation with you, and then you can make amends. And this situation may be different for different people. Like maybe you've been hurt, maybe you've hurt somebody. So, however this applies to you, either way, I feel like the end result out of this is going to be positive for the majority of you, like 80%, maybe more of you. So, yeah, I feel like you're on the right path. I think that you just need to make the move. I think you'll be happy with the result. And I think you'll be really glad that you made the move. I think that it will make you feel so much better. I feel like you're feeling good already because you've just been very noble about whatever it is that you're dealing with, and really, you've seriously been trying to make the most of your situation. You've really been trying to be happy about what's going on around you. So I feel like you're in a pretty good place about this already, but it's always nice to have a resolution and to kind of have peace and to be able to be relaxed about the situation and not have to have this noble presentation of like handling everything. It's really nice to be able to just kind of let go and just know that it's been addressed and it's no longer the elephant in the room that hasn't been discussed. It's now been discussed, and you can move forward and you can be even happier than you have been because now there isn't this resistance that's there, that's invisible, that you haven't been able to touch anymore. It's gone now because you have touched it and you have resolved it, and now there is no invisible barrier. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.